America's biggest cities are not collapsing. They are quietly rotting. Not in one dramatic explosion, not in a single moment on the news, but slowly, silently, every single day. The subway arrives late, again. The streets crack wider every winter. Tents line sidewalks that once had cafes. Storefronts go dark, lights go out, neighborhoods empty. This isn't a crisis you see on TV. It's the one you walk through every morning. You pay more than ever just to live here. More for rent, more for food, more for gas, more in taxes. And what do you get in return? Dirtier streets, slower trains, louder chaos, less safety, less dignity, less control. You pay premium prices to live in decline. Every month, your check gets smaller. Every year, your city feels weaker. You lock doors earlier. You avoid eye contact. You memorize which blocks to skip. You didn't sign up for this. You came for opportunity, for energy, for possibility. But you stayed for survival. These were once the crown jewels of America. New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago. Names that used to mean power, culture, influence. Now they mean gridlock, crime alerts, closed stores, crowded shelters. Places people once moved to are now places they're escaping. The trains are slower. The streets feel angrier. The nights feel longer. And somehow, for a country this rich, it feels this broken. So here's the question no one wants to answer. How can the richest country on earth run its greatest cities so poorly? With all this money, all this technology, all this power. Why do things still fall apart? Why does life here feel harder every single year? This isn't just about infrastructure. This is about trust, about whether the places we built can still take care of the people inside them. And if they can't, then what happens next to the cities that once ruled the world? The collapse doesn't start with buildings. It starts with people leaving. Not loudly, not in protest, but quietly, one moving truck at a time. Families pack up years of life into cardboard boxes and drive away. They don't leave because it's fashionable. They leave because it's unbearable. The city doesn't explode when it fails. It slowly empties. When workers go, restaurants go with them. When restaurants close, neighborhoods lose their heartbeat. Offices follow employees out of town and into smaller cities. Then the tax money leaves too. And when the money disappears, so does maintenance. Streets don't just crack, budgets do too. Public services shrink while promises grow bigger. What used to be fixes becomes survival. What used to be pride becomes patience. And patience has an expiration date. Public transportation tells the truth before politicians do. Delays aren't accidents, they are symptoms. Trains slow down when funding thins out. Elevators break when nobody can afford to fix them. Escalators stop and nobody remembers when they last worked. Platforms grow darker as bulbs burn out and never return. And with every missed train, people lose minutes of their lives. When a city steals time, it steals hope too. And yet, the bills keep rising. Rent climbs higher even as services fall lower. Food costs more while portions shrink. Gas drains wallets before engines. Taxes increase, but results disappear. You pay like you're living in luxury, but you're surviving like it's decay. Over time, something inside people starts breaking too. Expectations turn into endurance. Optimism turns into routines. And routines slowly turn into resignation. People stop asking, "How can this get better?" and start whispering, "How do I get out?" Nights grow longer, not because the sun changes, but because the city feels heavier. Darkness doesn't just fill the streets, it fills the mood. Laughter gets quieter, and worry gets louder. Dreams become smaller, so disappointment hurts less. Hope gets packed away the same way furniture does. And one day, you realize something frightening. You're not just living in a broken city. You're being slowly shaped by it. You walk faster. You smile less. You trust slower. The city rewrites who you are without asking permission, until survival becomes your personality. And that's the hidden cost no one puts in a budget report. It isn't written on tax bills or zoning laws, but it shows up in exhausted faces and empty conversations. It shows up in how you sleep and how you don't. A city doesn't just fall apart in concrete and steel. It falls apart inside people first. The Great Escape cities don't collapse from riots. They collapse from exit. People don't run in panic. They leave in waves. One family at a time. One business at a time. Talent goes first, because opportunity always moves faster than loyalty. Then companies follow, chasing lower costs and safer streets. And when businesses leave, tax money leaves right behind them. The city keeps the buildings, but loses the future. Quietly, neighborhoods turn into places people pass through, not live in. What used to be permanent starts feeling temporary. The city becomes a memory, even while it's still standing. Transit nightmares. Transportation tells the truth of a city, and the truth sounds like delay announcements and broken speakers. Trains arrive late, then stop coming at all. Platforms feel unsafe long before they look unsafe. Rust spreads faster than repairs. The smell of neglect replaces the promise of efficiency. Escalators fail, elevators freeze, doors refuse to close. Every breakdown steals time from people who can't afford to lose any. Cost versus collapse paradox. And yet, life gets more expensive the worse it becomes. Rent climbs higher as space grows smaller. Food costs more while quality falls lower. Gas empties wallets before it fills tanks. Taxes rise even as services disappear. You pay like you're living in luxury, but you're surviving like it's failure. In America, you now pay premium prices for decline. Psychological decay. Over time, something inside people breaks too. Expectations shrink into endurance. Dreams downgrade into routines. Routines slowly turn into resignation. People stop asking, "How can this get better?" and start asking, "How do I get out?" Anxiety becomes background noise. Fatigue starts feeling normal, and numbness begins to feel safe. When people stop expecting better, cities die quietly. Big cities aren't failing. They're being mismanaged to death. There is money in the system. There are resources in the system. There is intelligence in the system. But there is no coordination, no accountability, and no willingness to fix problems at the root. Projects get announced, plans get delayed, and responsibility disappears in between. Nothing here breaks overnight. It decays through meetings and paperwork. While citizens wait, systems argue, and the city pays the price for both. So who's still winning? Not families, not workers, not neighbors. The winners are quieter, consultants who never leave, contracts that never end, offices that grow while streets decay, careers built on managing failure, profits earned from dysfunction. Nobody loses from dysfunction, except the citizens. And there is no fantasy ending here. No election that fixes everything overnight. No perfect plan waiting to be discovered. Only awareness and strategic living. Choosing cities with data, not emotion. Refusing loyalty to places that don't protect you. Refusing to pay premium prices for decline. Following opportunity instead of nostalgia. Following mobility, not loyalty. Cities don't save you anymore. You have to choose systems that work, not symbols that don't. And sometimes, the bravest move is walking away.